Hey everybody, welcome in. Welcome in.
Hi.
My my name is Bill. This is Jennifer. Uh, People, I don't know if you keep up with the weather, but a disaster has struck again to Warmstrong Adventures. We have lost power again.
Oh, no.
So yeah, I know. So we're gonna do this as long as we can. I probably have around 50% laptop battery life, and I'm on my hotspot on my phone. I'm gonna go ahead and welcome a couple people in. Eddie Lugo, welcome in. I am Betty J. Gathers. Thanks for being here. Alice, I appreciate you being here. JNS Adventures. Bam Manola in the house. Destination Fun. Thank you for stopping in. Clark Family Adventures. Thank you. Thank you. Cajun Country Travels. Welcome in. Randacita, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, no, but no power destination. Again, me and DTE are going to have a talk. Mike and Rihanna, welcome in. And good people, I noticed a few people are in my chat. I'm not going to monitor my chat that much. So if you can go over to Embarkation Nation and let's give her and the channel Embarkation Nation some watch hours. So if you guys are in my chat, go ahead and leave my chat and go to Embarkation Nation, and we're gonna get them a few hours till as I said, till the power comes back on. Will G, welcome in. Betty J Gathers comes through in the clutch. Thank you, Betty J. Thanks you for the
Wow.
$10. I appreciate it. But Betty, I know you're giving me that because you think I didn't pay my electric bill. I really I paid the electric bill. I really did. Orange Cone Vlog, welcome in, Ross. Appreciate you being here.
Wow, we have so many people in our chat. I am so grateful for everybody, and Bill, especially to you. You're just amazing to us, and I just can't thank you enough for bringing us on today.
Oh
For
no, I
being
mean,
for
again, I wish it was under better circumstances. I mean, uh, again, everybody, if Jennifer, if you could drop, hold on, let me see if I can find your link because I didn't get a chance to even like set up because I was trying to just save as much power. Um, I was trying to save my power, but are you in my are you in my chat?
I can drop it in the comment here, and it should go to both.
Oh, okay, yeah, drop it there. Drop your link in there so everybody can go to yours and watch watch this live on Embarkation Nation's chat. Uncle Dave, welcome
Hi,
in, my
Uncle Dave.
friend.
Hey, Jimmy. It's good to see you. We'll be up your way in a couple of weeks. I can't wait.
The astute tourist, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it.
Yes.
We are going to go over again, as I said, for as long as I can. Again, I don't know how long the battery on the laptop is going to hold out. I'm using my hotspot on my phone for the Wi-Fi. So we're going to go ahead and jump on in there. And by the way, don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you go over to Embarkation Nation and hit that like button.
Thank you.
And share it out from her side. Don't share it out on my side. Share it out from her side. Embarkation Nation.
I'm not speechless very often, Bill, but I feel a little speechless. You're just amazing to us.
Nah, you're good people. Again, I got my hours. I got my subscribers. So you guys, it's so hard doing this YouTube and working and raising kids and all this other good stuff.
Yes.
I mean, it's so hard. So that's why, again, I wanted to be on clock, but I didn't have any power, so I had to save all the power that I could for mine. But get him over the hump, and then Destination Fun is he's so close, and then you guys are right behind there. Mike and Rihanna, they're a couple of hours away themselves. So we got to, if we don't push each other, who will? I mean, this is a small group that we're in, and we got to try to push each other. Castaway goes, thank you for coming in. What up, Doe?
And that's so true, Bill, because like we've got to support each other. We can't tear each other down. We've got to be each other's friends. Like I was in clock today. I was in both of my accounts. I had one on the laptop and I had one on my cell phone. And I'm like, we're gonna get clock there.
Yeah,
Thank you.
well, he doesn't know it yet, but he's probably there already because
Probably.
he's doing what you have to do. I mean, just going live all the time, and again, it's tough, it's hard, but once he gets done with it, he can actually take a breath, go to like a regular show that he wants to do,
Yes.
and because matter of fact, you guys are going to start some kind of new show, aren't you? Why don't you talk about that real quick?
On Saturdays from 6 to 9 p.m. we are, and I believe that's Eastern time. We're going to have a new show. It's gonna be Destination Fun, Clock Family Adventures, and myself, or Embarkation Nation. Andrew and I may switch out depending on the night. And every month we're gonna feature channels who are less than 1,000 subscribers and working on their watch hours. So these are going to be new channels that you may have not seen before, and we're just going to give them that start like so many gave to us. We are not going to announce who is going to be on the show Saturday because we want you to come watch and support these channels. We don't want you to assume like I might be following them. No, you need to come listen to them and follow them because we've all been a small channel at one point, and some of us still are, and we just want to give that support to our community. There are some great cruise channels out here that are just 200, 300 subscribers, 50 subscribers, maybe 800. They're just almost there. And so we just want to kind of do something for our cruising community to boost everybody and to bring new channels and give them that confidence that somebody once gave us to go on lives and get those watch hours. Kind of like what you're doing to me now. And I love passing the torch.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's what it's all about. It's just fun watching different channels. I was actually watching some video. It was, I don't know if it was Royal Caribbean Blog, some video, and it had 4.2 million views. Wow. And as I'm watching the video, they showed a scene from the casino, and it was a scene of I Love Cruising Royal. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, and I'm like, oh, man, I hope I don't disturb her. I sent her the link to the channel or to the video, and she was so excited. It's like 4.2 million people watched that video, and she was in it. And I mean, I knew that had to be exciting for her.
Yes. And it is like I remember the first time we had 10 subscribers. I took Andrew to dinner. We have 10 people who want to watch us, and then it just went from there. And I know this was actually Sherry's idea. She and I were chatting one night, and if you don't know who Sherry is, Destination Fun, and you need to follow her if you're not, she's amazing. She's almost to her 1,000. And she had this idea. I'm like, hey, let's do something different. And I said, yes, let's talk to Clock. Let's do it. And because the three of us have been really working on our watch hours this past couple of weeks, and so I have to give all the credit to her. But Clock's email, he's been running and communicating, and we're a good group of friends, and we want to add new friends to our group.
Yeah, and again, I wanted to have all this set up prior to, but because I lost power, I decided not to set up anything, not to waste any power on my laptop and everything like that, because I have a limited battery power here. After I'm done with you guys, I'll probably be sitting here in the dark until the power comes back on. Ray of Sunshine, welcome in. Scott, Scratch, and Pete, thanks for coming in, my friend. I appreciate it. Bruce, if I didn't say you, welcome in. Ocean to Ocean.
Hey, Bruce.
Thank you, guys. And again, if you guys are watching from Warmstrong Adventures, if you can go over to Embarkation Nation's channel and watch it from there, we'd appreciate it. Let them get all the watch hours that they can for right now, even though we won't be on as long as I want to be on for an hour, but we may not be on for an hour. I don't know how long. We're gonna ride this till the wheels fall off.
It's so hot here. I could not imagine being without power, Bill. Like, is it hot there? Is it?
No, I mean, it was 85, 86 degrees. I like hot weather. Hot weather doesn't bother me. I much prefer hot weather over cold weather.
Okay.
I just would, even though I've lived up there. In the link, let me see. I
didn't drop it to the live because I didn't want to mess up our live.
No, go ahead and drop it if you can.
I just copied my channel link over. It may. Just drop
Let
it
me see if I can get it. I'm gonna see if I can get it over there. What I'll do is I'll get it and pin it up at the top.
down. Jimmy likes your jersey.
Jimmy has good taste. Jimmy has good taste. That's all I can say.
I know that I noticed some of you northern are saying you prefer the heat, and I prefer the
Yeah, I
cold.
mean, again, for me, that's the way it is. All right, let me paste that in there. Okay, that that should be the link to Embarkation Nation to this live. So that should be the link there. I'm gonna pin it up to the top, pin the message, and there we go.
Thank you.
All right. Normally, this is the time that me and Controversial Cruising, we come on here and we, give our little take on cruising. He's out of town. He just got off a cruise. Lucky dog.
I
He went on
know.
to Margaritaville at sea, and he's in transit right now. He's trying to get home back to Phoenix. So he couldn't be here today. So I said, well, let me have a special guest. And Jennifer Embarkation Nation, we talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that's traveling like with kids and smaller children. And I wanted to bring her on today since Controversial Cruising couldn't be here. We will be on tomorrow at a special time at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern Thursday. Me and Controversial Cruising will be on the time that normally Banter with Bill will be on. So make sure you guys come back tomorrow, and we'll be talking about the Margaritaville, and was it worth it? Was it one of the worst cruise lines? Was it the best cruise line? He's going to give us his take when he gets back. He's dropped a couple of lives from there. To me, it looked okay, but again, I don't know.
I can't wait to hear from somebody I kind of know and hear his experience. I think that's going to
Right.
be real nice.
So how you have Chloe. Chloe is cutest little angel out there on YouTube streets.
Thank you.
And how old is Chloe?
She is 3.5. 3.
3.5. So, like, when you start preparing to travel, let's say you're going on a cruise. Let's say you're going on the Jubilee in December. Let's say, how would you start getting prepared for that by having a 3.5-year-old?
Well, I always pack her first because she takes the most time to pack for. Andrew and I, we've been cruising for 10 years. We know what we're going to take. It's probably already in the luggage. For Chloe, I will say I like to go buy her special. She's growing, right? Kids grow pretty fast. So it gives me, darn, I have to go buy special outfits for the cruise, right? I get to go shop at my favorite stores and get those cruise outfits. So I usually kind of a couple months before the cruise, because, her sizing, sometimes I start kind of doing the shopping. I always kind of pick out some special dresses for dinners, shoes, all the things for her. But I also have to make sure she's potty trained now. So we have to make sure I always pack like Ziploc bags in case we have an accident. We're still trained, we're young. We're mostly potty trained, but we still have days. And so I pack actually I take the dog, if you go walk your dog and they do business, I take those bags because you can tie them up, and that way my room attendant isn't walking into some mess.
Right.
I would take puppy pads actually and put them on the bed just because, just again to assist our room steward, because we don't want him to come in and be like, well, look at these people. We don't want to judge. So I pack stuff like that in the luggage. I pack a few toys. She loves hiding the ducks and finding the ducks. So I always have a special hidden ducks that, the glittery ones that will hold our attention a little, the shiny, bright ones that hold her attention. And I pack a couple of little toys, nothing noisy, nothing that's going to get damaged by water, just something that in case she's bored, Paw Patrol or whatever it is.
Right.
But I make sure they're small. And then I pack anything I would need for that week. How many shirts, how many shorts, how many bathing suits, clothes. And I take over the bed and I start stacking it out. Okay, Sunday we're going to wear this outfit. Monday we're going to wear this outfit. And I actually take Ziploc bags, and I place, like, if we're going into port and I know we're going to be swimming, I'll put like a bathing suit and a change of clothes and a cover up in a Ziploc bag and go ahead and pack it so that way morning of the excursion I can just throw it in my backpack and go. Um, Before, when we traveled with her when she was 18 months old, and I'm sorry, 2, she was not potty trained. I had to pack a week's worth of diapers. I had to pack the wipes, and I always just take everything that we would need for the week and then also add a couple of extra. I do bring her own sippy cup too, because
Yeah.
those little orange cups are great, but you know, we're still they're still kind of spill proof, and I just don't like to add to work for anybody, so I bring a Yeti cup for her with a straw.
Well, now Chloe, she's like an old timer here. She's as far as cruising, she's probably a gold card now. People, she's probably got some of you guys beat as far as how many days at sea. But
She will be
for like
gold on the Jubilee.
she'd be gold on the Jubilee. Okay. As far as like air travel, anything special? And I mean, again, I know Chloe's kind of it's an old hat for her now, probably. But like just think about smaller kids. I mean, anything special that you would suggest to people with small kids? Like for me, it's my granddaughter, but like somebody with smaller kids and who've never flown with kids before. What should they do to prepare for the flight to Florida or wherever you're flying to?
We so Chloe's been flying. She was a month old. So when she was a month old, I mean, we had bottles that we, ready to go. Because, with water and stuff, it's a little, at the airport. So we
Yeah.
would have we would get a couple of bottles, would have the formula ready to go within reach, could make her a bottle as we're taking off. So she's doing, was sucking on something as we were going in the air, same thing. I had diapers within reach. We had a snuggly blanket. Andrew had the front carrier. When she was littler, that's what we traveled with. Now that she's a little older, we still bring a blanket, and because I try to get her to sleep as much as I can on a plane. I still bring a few little toys, but we bring a tablet too. And then also a snack bag. So I try to distract her as much as I can with hey, here's your goldfish. And oh, what's
Right.
so-and-so doing on the screen? And Chloe is not the best. When she was little, we flew with her to Boston a couple of times, at 1 month, 6 months old, 1 year old. We went to Disney, when she was a year old and 2 years old. So we were kind of used to flying with her at a young age. I would take that any day over flying with her since she's 2 to 3.
Really?
Yes, because Chloe is a social butterfly. She doesn't want to sit in her seat so much. She wants to be the, flight attendant, walking up and down the aisle, waving, fist bumping. She wants to, see what the people in front of her are watching. She's a little social. So getting her to sit in her seat sometimes could be a challenge because not everybody wants a 2 or 3 year old. We're still in those times where we're coming off of a pandemic,
Right.
little germs we don't want, right? So it can be a little challenge for Andrew and I, but we try to approach it the best way we can with distractions. Oh, here's our
Right.
phone. Oh, did you? And then I like to let her look out the window, like, oh, did you see that cloud? Did you see the bird? Oh, something just to kind of get her distracted and
Right.
redirect. And we've had some flights where we were not the favorite couple on the flight. The people probably were
Oh no.
glad to see us get off the plane. We've also had some flights where people were just like, she was so well behaved. So I would say as a parent, your child best. If your child does best in the morning, try to book an early flight. That's what we do because she's
Okay.
best. In the evenings, if your child is a little overtired, stimulated, and you can avoid those flights, we try to avoid evening flights because that's when our child is tired and whiny and just a little less cooperative.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me welcome in Austin. Garrett, appreciate you coming in here. Thank you so much. And again, for those of you that are in Warmstrong Adventures chat, I pinned Embarkation Nation's link at the top. So if you click on that link, it'll take you to her channel. She's working on some watch hours. So we can all go over there and watch it from her channel. It'll be appreciated.
Very much.
We gotta get them there, people. So So okay, those are kind of the tricks for the airport. I know the airplane could be. I mean, it's just real tricky, especially flying because I don't know. I understand some people don't like babies crying and things like that. But again, I mean, most of us have been kids before. I would think, and I mean, you would think more people would be understanding. Um, but it seems I noticed that with my granddaughter, even though it wasn't much of a problem, but just watching like kids, some people just aren't very friendly to families. And I don't. I always that's always bothered me, especially like cruising and I understand you're on a cruise and don't want to be around kids all the time, and you don't have to be.
Right.
But just because a kid is walking by you laughing, having a good time, doesn't mean they're out of control. You hear about a lot of kids out of control. I mean, we probably all have seen the picture of the kids sitting on the balcony someplace, and I mean, yeah, those kids are out of control. But most kids are just there having fun. And if you actually got there and like maybe played catch with them a little bit or just said hi, and you'll be surprised. You make their day, they're happy, you're happy, the whole cruise, everybody's having fun. And I think it's just so tough watching people just mad because kids are on the cruise. Not because they did anything, but just because they're on the cruise.
We've and we haven't had anybody be ugly to us. And we try really hard if we see Chloe, when you're on a cruise and you're a parent, you're still a parent. And as much as I would love to be like, good luck, Chloe, I'm going to be in the serenity deck, I'm not. I'm a parent. So, when I see her act up, and we're correcting it. I know that maybe not every parent is that way, and that's fine. But, we really try to correct it. But, we haven't really had any too negative, but we've had some people like, why would you bring your child on a cruise? Like, well, it's Carnival. It's family friendly. It's the fun ship. Like,
I know. It's like, my goodness, a family going on vacation together. Oh no. I mean, again, and I, again, I understand people don't want to be around kids, and parents. That's not telling you that just let your kids run wild. Teach them respect, to be civil, have a good time, but be civil and understand that you don't want to disturb everybody else on the cruise ship. I saw a couple of kids where I said something and I like kids again, but there were some younger boys, let's say 8 to 12 years old, and I think they had went to like Build-A-Bear, and they had dropped the Build-A-Bear off from like one of the upper decks. So I actually, I had to talk to them about that. And I mean, again, they were having fun, and I didn't yell and scream at them, but I just try to let them know that, hey, you could hurt somebody. Hey, you drop that bear from the 15th floor down to the 8th floor. You hit an old man like me, you might hurt me. So, just explaining to them. And, they said, we're sorry. And that was that. So, maybe it helped, maybe it didn't, but.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen grown adults act more childish than I've seen children sometimes.
I really have. I've had more adults that, drank too much. I've had more problems with that than any kids. Only time I don't really like sending a lot of kids together, and that's like in the hot tub or in the pool. And I think we all know why that is. Yes. I don't mind them playing in the pool. Cruise Nuts, welcome in. Nothing but love, welcome in. And again, if you're watching this, Canadian Family Life, thanks for coming in. If you're watching this from my live, if you guys could go over, I have pinned up Embarkation Nation at the top of my chat list. Her link to this live is there. Click on that and go watch it from her so she can get the watch hours. And I'm going to explain one more time again for people just coming in. I don't have any power. I lost my power again. It was like a week ago. Deja vu. Me and the electric company, we're going to have to really have a talk. But anyway, I lost power, so I'm on laptop power, and of course I didn't have it completely charged. So. I'm up about 33%. So I'm gonna keep playing this until the power goes out. But please go and watch it from Embarkation Nation's live. Thanks all. I see with 26 people in here. Appreciate it. So if we can keep her on for an hour and 26 people, guess what? That's 26 hours. She has less to go to make her hours. Andre Southgate, welcome in. I'm gonna
Hey,
have to talk
Andre.
to you about that fight on Tuesday. Well, Tuesday here, probably Wednesday there. Uh, Andre's a big fight fan, and I love talking boxing with him. So I appreciate everybody coming in.
He's a great channel. Andrew and I watched one of his playlists, and it was we found it so interesting. And we're not boxing people. I mean, just the way he delivers the information is just awesome.
I know. Clock, Betty, she made a donation to my electric bill, so thank you very much. I think you and Betty were thinking just alike that I didn't pay the bill, but I appreciate it, Mike. But yeah, no, Andre, he's good. And again, I love watching. I love watching his take on the matches. Matter of fact, some of his takes I used to parlay into a bet on the internet. So, anywho,
hey, good information.
Yeah, bet. Did somebody say bet?
It's amazing.
I'm talking to the wrong person. I'm sorry, Jennifer. Hey, Keisha, welcome in.
Hey, Keisha.
And again, if you're watching this from my chat, if you go to Embarkation Nation's chat, it would be appreciated. Does Chloe use a stroller now?
She does. So we when we travel, we use an umbrella stroller unless it's like somewhere like Disney World where we know we're gonna have a bunch of bags and souvenirs and stuff. Then we take the big jogging stroller just so she can lay back and be comfortable. But for cruising, we use the umbrella stroller, and honestly, we don't use it as much as we thought. I mean, we make her walk, when we're going, to the ship and stuff. Only time we use it is really important. It's like if we're going to Cozumel, we know we're going to, just kind of hang out in the port area and go to different shops and stuff, just to, one, keep up with her, and two, just because her little legs get tired. But when we're on the ship, we try to make her walk it as much as possible with us, just so that she will sleep good. The rocking of the boat and the tiredness and the stimulation, we get the best sleep ever the week we're on the cruise because she's just so stimulated. She's out by 8 or 9. And Bill and Sherry, y'all know she's a night owl.
I love it. Just a child after my own heart. Well, and I brought the stroller because I noticed, and it's probably for like anybody who has mobility issues, using like walkers and wheelchairs. And I know we've talked about it in other chats, but have you ever ran into a problem with like the stroller, like getting on the elevators or anything like that, or just getting on boarding the cruise ship or anything with a stroller?
Partly why we don't take it much anymore. Like while we're on the ship, we make her walk it, is partly because waiting for the elevators to, and two, I feel bad. Like I'm standing there with an umbrella stroller and Chloe can stand next to me. We could collapse it. And somebody next to me, may really need that space to get on, with a mobility scooter. So that is why we just take the umbrella stroller. But I mean, we've taken the bigger stroller, and getting it through the door can be kind of tricky, depending on the size of your stroller. You may have to take it apart and kind of turn it sideways to get it in the room. But we feel like since she's, like I said, she's 3, it's just so much easier with the umbrella. And 2, we just collapse it, throw it in the closet. We're not tripping over it all week.
Well, I noticed as far as like getting on an elevator or walking down the aisleways, sometimes people were just so rude, just cutting my daughter off with my granddaughter. And it's like, man, are you really in that big a rush to get there? And I just noticed how rude some people can be. But again, and you do have to be considerate of other people, But again, I would think anybody with a scooter or a wheelchair, or a stroller, hey, go ahead. I can wait for the next elevator. I mean, your hands are full. So for me, it's like the priority should go to you guys.
And I don't want to admit this because somebody in here might be watching and has cruised with me, but I almost got in a fight over that.
What?
On the Vista. I don't think I've ever really admitted it because I don't want to be that person. But it was debarkation day of the Vista. We had our backpacks, we send as much as we can to have them carry it off the ship. And we had Chloe in the umbrella stroller, and we had our backpacks, and we were crammed in the elevator as much as we could be. And Andrew moved her kind of to the corner and then was standing by her to try to give as much space as possible.
Yeah.
And this lady kind of like barged in, you know how they are in the last day on the elevator, just pack, pack, pack. And she
Yep.
kind of pushed her way through. And I was like, hey, we have a child here. Well, then she set her back, like not on Chloe's head, but it was like she had it like resting like on her stroller. And I was like, hey, we have a child here. And then more like she's like trying to get her family on, which they were teenagers and up.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I'm just letting y'all know we have a child right here in the corner. She said, I heard you. Yeah, we got it. You have a child here. And I said, then back up and get off her. And I was like, oh, get me out of this. And I'm not a confrontational.
Right.
You struck the mama in me. And I told you 3 times. And so she kind of had said something to me. I don't even remember. And I said, well, would you like me to push your child out of the way? Because I would gladly like to push him off the elevator if you want to go there. I said, but we don't do that to kids.
Right.
That's your child. This is my child. Please be respectful. And it was uncomfortable. Those 10 flights down.
I know. I mean,
I was
again,
mad though. Just
my daughter did
ooh,
that, and she got into it, her and her husband, and they didn't get into an argument, but they were heated because we were on the Sunrise, I believe, and it was a really small um, corridor, and trying to get through. And then we got to the elevator, and we had been waiting for a little bit, and we started to get on, and somebody who just came up walked in and tried to walk around, and she spoke up, and it's like, oh boy, here we go, here comes the fight. But no, uh, we got on, and everybody actually got on, but it was just easier to get on with the stroller first than trying to maneuver when everybody's already on the elevator.
right.
So how does Koi any special tips as far as when you get off at like ports or anything like that?
So when Andrew and I were traveling and we were single, we would not necessarily book the Carnival or Princess excursion. We would wing it. Hey, we'll do something. We'll just take the taxi cab, go look around, go do something. And now that we have Chloe, we know that we're a lot more distracted travelers, and so to be safe, we actually try to book through. It's a little bit more, but we actually book through Carnival's who we've traveled with the most since we've had Chloe.
Okay.
Book an excursion through the cruise ship, just because I feel like, one, we're not getting left behind, and we're going to have our child, maybe in a country, it's just a little less risk of being left behind. And two, I
Right.
feel like it's a little, like Carnival has vetted those vendors. So that is one thing I do little differently since traveling with a child. Another thing is I let Chloe be a kid. She's seeing these ports. I've been to Cozumel. I like Cozumel. I know what I want to do at Cozumel. Hello, let's get some shots. I know what I like. But this is her first time seeing it and being in that
Right.
atmosphere like that. And so seeing her, of course, we're not drinking as much with her, but like seeing her like see the maracas and the music and the culture has just been so much fun. And I so we have a bunny. If you've watched any of our intros, you sometimes see Bunny. She travels with us just like a third child. And Bunny like has her own passport. I ordered one on Amazon for like $8 or something like this. It's probably less than that, $5, but it's got the stickers of the different countries. So me and Chloe like kind of put whatever sticker, like when we went to the Bahamas, we put the Bahamas sticker in Bunny's
Okay.
passport. I wrote the date and whatever port we were at and what we did.
Oh,
And that's just
bunny.
something I've done. It's a bunny rabbit, but it kind of, well, Bunny got a passport stamp, and again, just we let Chloe dance to the music.
Yeah.
She's a French fries and nuggets kind of girl. So, we're getting nuggets and French fries. We're not trying the different food yet, but we try. And it's just kind of, I think, just like if it's your first cruise, just being there in that culture and just letting her see like that culture. I mean,
And
it's so
that's
much to
so
take in.
important. Yep, that's so important for kids to experience life outside of whatever area they're in, and they see it's that it's different. You know, if you take a tour of the island and you see some homes on rocks and blocks and all this other stuff, and trying to explain to kids why the houses are like this and the different problems that they may have. I mean, I love trying to explain to kids, and you know, it may not seem like they're understanding what is going on, but the kids pick up more than what you know. And when you start seeing different cultures and how people live and the cultures, and a lot of people are friendly in those other cultures, and people that may not look like you, and how friendly they are, and they're people. And sometimes this may be the first time that you've seen, you know, people that don't look like you
Right.
in person and up close and have interaction with. And man, it's so much fun or I think so educational for kids.
I do. I agree. And one thing about it is Andrew and I said if we ever have a kid, we want our child to know there's a world outside of Texas. Andrew, is not from Texas, and so there's so many people we've met in some of the small towns that we've been to. It's like, oh, I've never left this area. Oh, we went to Houston once, and I just always felt like I wanted my child to know there's a world outside of Texas or the United States and like you said, it's so when you're in another country and you're seeing the culture and maybe you don't speak the language and you're having to be that person that's asking for directions or
Yeah, right.
receive hey, where's the bathroom or you're kind of put in that spot. You learn to appreciate people in that you get that I'm trying to think of the word, but you start to realize like we're all people and there's really no differences in us except for some different cultures. And
And you know, I try to tell people that because it's nothing like going to another country and you can't speak the language. So I've been there, I've done that. So when people are over here and they're struggling with the language, I'll sit there and try to work with them as much as I can. Even the workers on the cruise ship, I sit there and try to work with them as much as I can because um, they speak more languages than I speak. And, you know, I know everybody in the world shouldn't have to speak English for me to travel the world. So it's up to me to learn a different language. And again, a lot of countries, they just appreciate you trying to learn a different language, trying to speak to them in their language. And you just see, sometimes you get the biggest smile when you start talking to people like that. I don't know if
yeah,
I spoke to the Z Show. Welcome in. And Official Jamie, thank you for coming in. And Keisha, as always, I think I spoke to you, but thank you for being here.
and I was going to say too, Bill, I think a child, like when they grow up traveling like that, it's second nature to them, right? They learn compassion. That's the word I was looking for. And they're getting experiences. I know, and I'm going to call I am Betty J. Gathers. I've heard her talk about, generational, there's different generations, right? And each generation, I'm a millennial. We're a little more materialistic. We want things snappy. You know,
Right,
we're everything a millennial is. Guess what? Andrew and I are probably those people.
right.
And with Chloe, we have tons of stuff. If you looked at my house right now, you would be like, girl, Toys R Us like threw up in your house. Like, yeah, she gets everything. She's the only child, she's the only grandchild on both sides. She's the only niece. Chloe's well loved. And Andrew and I are really trying to, unless not have her so attached to material things like maybe our generation is, but
Right.
experiences. And see the sloths, hold the sloths and the monkeys. I mean, her laugh when she saw the monkeys for the first time. I mean, she's learning about them at school, right? The M is for monkey, and but when she saw them in Honduras, that laugh, I am so glad we captured it on camera because I will
Right.
forever love that moment of just pure, just monkey and just laughing. I mean, she was the happiest, and she still talks about it. She remembers.
Kids love like the zoos and aquariums and things like that. They love it. Now, again, I know some people don't like zoos because the animals should be captured, but again, kids love seeing those animals.
Yes.
Moonlight Adventures, welcome in. Appreciate you being
Hi.
here, my friend. They love it, and I love it. I love it. Not just kids, but like taking somebody on a cruise and they've never been on a cruise before, or they never left the country before. Looking at the excitement on their faces, it's like taking somebody to Vegas for the first time and driving down the strip.
Yes.
I mean, me, I'm so sick of the strip because it's just overpriced and just overcrowded. But somebody, I mean, you take somebody to Vegas and go down the strip, they're in awe looking at the lights.
It's true. It's so true. Um, we actually had a first time cruiser go with us in the May trip, and is my mom's friend. She's my mom's age. First time on a cruise, and seeing the Bahamas and Half Moon Key, like that water and just swimming in it, and it looks like a swimming pool. And she's like, I never in my life thought I would be at somewhere like this. And just, I mean, she was excited the entire cruise. It made us excited. I mean, my mom is
Right.
like, she's almost diamond, so she's like, okay, a cruise. Let's just. She's got her routine for a cruise, but seeing Mama Jen on a cruise and her excitement, like it's like it brings out the kid in you again. You're like, yeah, yeah. I love it.
Yes, seeing somebody see the water like in the Bahamas for the first time, their amazement how clear it is, how you can see right into the water and see the fish go. They freak out about the fish in the water. It's like they didn't know fish was going to be in the water. But yeah, it's so much fun. I can remember my granddaughter. We went down to Miami and she went to South Beach, and she looked at the water and like, this water is dirty. I'm not getting in that water. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is not going to be a fun trip. You're going to the beach and you don't want to get into the water. She played in the sand, but the water, I mean, again, if you've ever been to South Beach, it's not the clearest water in the world. We got to the Bahamas and the water was crystal clear and she was out there having a blast. She was out there swimming, or she called herself swimming, and just having a blast. So, and the Bahamas is, I don't know what, 200 miles away, maybe
Right.
80, 90 miles. Probably Cuba is probably about 90 miles, but I mean, it's right in your backyard, and we don't visit it.
Well, it's the same here. We live in if you've ever traveled out of Galveston, you know how South Texas's water is. It's dirty. And Chloe, she just looks at that water like, ugh, like that. Like my sister-in-law's like, let's go to the beach. And Chloe's like, that's dirty water. It's like, oh boy. But same thing like your granddaughter. She was in the, we couldn't get her out of the water.
Right.
Do y'all bring a life jacket for her? You're the.
I don't recall my daughter bringing one. They had floaties, like I think, like, well, again, little things you put on your arm.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't remember any like a life jacket. The only time she used a life jacket was like at the pool area on the ship.
Okay. We bring a little, and I don't have the name of it, but it's got the little floaties. It's got the little. It's more like a chest piece, and it buckles in the back. Life jackets. It's Coast Guard approved, and it folds in. I highly recommend it if you're traveling with a child. I will. I'll comment below on your stream and
Okay.
drop the name of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna let my daughter know that one because again, we're going in October on the greatest ship ever.
You know
I'm
what?
sorry, that's in October. No, not October. In April, we're going on Allure of the Seas. It's not the greatest ship ever. It was the greatest ship ever at one time.
I was gonna say, you know what? I've got my cruise box under the table here. Don't judge me. Um,
I got all my stuff right here. If this camera dropped down and you looked at my floor, you would just see a lot of stuff all around here.
like we've got a tote here of our cruise stuff. Like we're those people. This is it. So it folds in. Like that's how compact it is.
Okay,
But and I'm not a spokesperson for this brand, but I
you
just love
should
the
be.
ease of it. But you fold out the arms and then
Oh, okay.
and Chloe swims in it and it like I said, it folds in. It's easy to travel with. It dries pretty quick because I don't want to have wet sandy stuff in my bag. I'm not seeing the name on it, but that's the kind of style it is. I ordered it off Amazon for 15, $20 maybe.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's it stays in our cruise box, so it folds up real good. That's one of the things in her suitcase too, because if you have a kid by water, Chloe thinks she can swim, but she really can't.
The traveling check is in the house. Tony,
Hi.
welcome in.
Hi,
And
Tony.
again, everybody, my power is out. So this live is going to last. Oh, let's see, how much battery do I have left? Probably about 20%. So we're going to stay on a little bit longer. Talking to Embarkation Nation, Jennifer. If you guys are in my chat, it looks like Tony, you're in my chat. If you're in my chat, Rooted, if you're in my chat, Keisha, if you're in my chat, go watch this from Embarkation Nation's chats to give her the hours. The link is pinned up to the top of my chat. I do believe that's her link up there. So if you do that, it would be greatly appreciated. We got to get them over to their 3,000 and then 4,000 hours. House of X, welcome in. If I didn't say welcome in, my friend. I'm gonna get a T-shirt with that put on my T-shirt. Well, matter of fact, when you see me on a cruise, that's what will be on my T-shirt. Welcome in, my friend. That's so. If you see somebody wearing that shirt, it's probably me. Come up and say hi.
You need a store.
One of these days.
Yeah.
There's so many things. I'm lazy. So many things I should be doing.
Oh, I'm like, don't go look at our store. It's a hot mess.
I have looked at it, and my plan is eventually to come over there and buy something. So, support some of the channels and get some of your merch and other channels that have merch and wear their stuff and just advertise. I mean, again, we're all in this together, and I share you out, you share me out, and we go to different communities and we talk each other up in different communities. That's how we're going to grow. That's how we're going to get to be a huge.
And I know I mentioned it earlier, but if you don't mind, if I can plug Saturday, Destination Fun, Clock Family Adventures, and Embarkation Nation. We're going to have a show on Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. I believe that's Eastern time. And we're going to bring 3 channels on to highlight them. The qualification to be on the show is to have less than 1,000 subscribers and not have your watch hours. So we're wanting to bring channels that are, up and comers, the next big ones. We want to, bring you on, let you practice being on live, get your name out there. The 3 of us, actually more of us, there's more of us in the group than that, but we were all kind of talking about, there's so many great small channels. I'm going to call out Traveling Check, for instance. He has like 19 subscribers last I looked, but he's got some awesome shark videos.
He really does.
And I mean, but sometimes the way the algorithm works and sometimes the way YouTube works, you sometimes can't find these small channels with the awesome videos. And so our goal is to highlight these channels, get their name out there, just like somebody did for us. I can tell you 4 or 5 channels, Warmstrong Adventures is one of them, who gave us our chance. And hey, come on my live, practice with me, gave us the confidence that, because sometimes YouTube can be rough. It's like, this video didn't do anything. Maybe this isn't for me. And gave us that confidence. So our goal is to do the same. I see that Clock Family Adventures placed his email address in there. If you would like to be a part of a future show, because this show is full, this Saturday is full. If you'd like to be a part of a future show, please email Clock. Let him know that you're interested so that way we can schedule it out. And then if the show continues to grow, we may do things a little differently. Just this is how this Saturday is going to be for now. We're going to do a trial and error. But this was Destination Fun's idea, and she came to Clock and I and said, I have this idea, and we jumped on it. We love it.
That is, and it's such a great idea, and it's like giving back to people, and that is such a great idea.
It is.
And for those of the Traveling Check, that's Tony.
Yes, Tony.
I mean, his dive videos are top notch. This last one was especially with swimming like with these sharks. It's top notch, and really, there's nothing better. If you watch Shark Week on TV, their videos aren't better than what his are. It's you got to go over and just take a look at it. I mean, and again, I don't know I haven't checked to see how many subscribers he had. Go check out his video, and if you like sharks and like scuba diving and not snorkeling, scuba diving, because I mean he makes you afraid to go in the water because he's down there with like real sharks.
And
I
it
see.
was in Freeport, the most
Yeah.
the
I
port most
mean,
people do not like. He says is his favorite because of the shark encounter, one of the shark encounters. And
it's crazy. That's crazy. Lisa Merca is in the house. Welcome in, Lisa.
hey, Lisa.
Gart 848 is in.
Hey, how are you doing?
And let me see, make sure I'm catching up on everything. And again, if you're in my chat, make sure you go over to Embarkation Nation's chat. It's at the top of the screen. Click on that link and watch the show from her address. Mike dropped his the email right there. Boop. Let's highlight that real quick. I had fell a little behind in the chat. Okay, when I say a little bit, I mean a lot. And Mad is in the house. Welcome in, Mad. I appreciate you stopping by, my friend. So yeah. Okay, well, any other tips or tricks for traveling with kids?
I was going to say, and this kind of applied more to Disney, but I've heard it for cruising too, is why would you want to take your child on this vacation? They're not going to remember it anyways. Especially, I heard that a lot with Disney, but
I
I've
hear that
also
all the
heard,
time.
I hear that with cruising too. Why would you? Well, one, because we do things as a family, and I can't imagine my life anymore without Chloe in tow.
Right.
But I will say this: we were at Disney last year at Disney World, and we were at Hollywood Studios. It was kind of a, one of those days. We've been at the park all day. We're kind of tired, but we wanted to find a resting point. Well, Mickey Mouse was at the very front of the park, and Chloe was in her stroller, and she knew who he was. I mean, she was not even 2 yet. It was a week before her second birthday, and she saw him, and she knew who he was. And he was playing peekaboo with her. He was like, and she was playing, and she was the only one that small that was playing back with him. And it was before everybody realized he was there. And she laughed, and it was just a special moment. And I remember the rest of the trip, she would just kind of like the next day, kind of like it was a different, we all know Mickey. He travels, he sees lots of people. He may not remember, but she knew, and she wasn't even 2 years old. And the pictures of us on that trip, the pictures of us on a cruise. I mean, I've got some really amazing pictures of Andrew lifting her up out of the water with a cruise ship behind us. And actually, I think that's our profile picture for the channel. And
Okay.
her in the water at just different places, Cozumel, and it's just like I will forever remember that. And I guarantee
Yeah.
you, your child may not remember it, but they will see the pictures and know they had that experience. I know I remember some of our early vacations, and so I just wanted to say that too. Some people criticize you. Why would you take your child? Do it. You're not going to regret it. You're going to have tantrums and probably some moments where you're just not sure if it was the right decision. I'll be honest, our YouTube channel, we don't show the challenging moments with Chloe because nobody wants to hear screaming and crying. But I guarantee you the good outweighs the bad. And you're not gonna regret the memories, and you're not gonna remember the laughs and the week you took to have that special moment with distraction free with your family.
Karen, thank you so much. Thanks for the belated happy birthday. You didn't miss it because my birthday week and month is still going on. I appreciate it so much. I don't have the little noise machines that everybody else has and fireworks like Betty has. Karen, I really appreciate it. Karen was so kind to me when I went to Australia. It was a fun time, and just sitting down and having a drink and telling our stories to each other. And I mean, this is just like a friendship that was made just online, and I really appreciate it. And those are the kind of things that I won't forget. And going back to like kids, I can remember my son was about 4 years old and went to Universal Studio, and they had Nickelodeon there, and they had a show, and they picked my son, and he went up and got slimed. And I don't know if he remembers it, but I remember because he had so much fun. Because I mean, we watched him getting slimed every day on TV, every day. And now he's down there and he was on the show and he got slimed. And I mean, it really stuck out. I wish I had the cameras back then and painted and could share memories. It's always ingrained in my mind.
Yes.
And I mean, kids remember it. I mean, 3, 4, 5 years old, you may think they don't remember. Now, I mean, there's some people in here that probably don't agree with what I do, because when I took my kids down to Disney World and I took them down to Universal Studio, I took them out like the first week or two of school. So, you know, they were small kids, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, maybe, and went down there. And when the schools were back in session, the parks were empty. We had the time of our lives. And it didn't really seem to affect them, because I guess, you know, whatever hard work they were doing in kindergarten, they missing a week of it. I went to the teachers and got the homework, anything they were going to do, and we did practice it. They survived. So, you know, people,
I feel like
lighten up on that.
I feel like I believe in education. I have a master's degree. I've gone through lots of work in education, but I believe education is important. But I also equally believe life experiences are important, and memories. I mean, in the end of the day, tangible things, you know, money, houses, items, cars, they come and go. They depreciate. Well, not your houses, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they come and go. But like you said, you remember your son, you and him watch that show every day, and then that memory, and he was little. You know, we took Chloe to see Blippi a couple of weeks ago, and now when she sees him on TV, she's like, "My Blippi." She knows she pumped him. You know, she didn't, you know, she knew who he was, and I can't stress that enough. I mean, you can pack and overpack, and you're probably going to overpack if you're bringing a child, just being honest. I still, every cruise, ask Andrew. It's like 2 luggages for Chloe. But you're going to have those moments where it's like, look, can you just give me 5 minutes? But those memories outweigh that.
Hey, Kal-El, welcome in. Yes, Kal-El, I got their homework, but again, it's not that much. If you're working with your child prior to school, the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, you're not really missing out on a lot. So, and especially for 1 week. So yes, I'm one of those parents, and I would do that any day of the week. Thank you, Z. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Look at that. No fireworks again, but Z, I appreciate it. I am an old man, but I still would kick your, well, never mind. But thank you, Z. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, my friend.
Hi, Z. I hope you're doing well today.
I know he's sore. He's been working out the last 3 days, which again, Z, we're all proud of you. You stuck to it. I would have bet money that if I was a gambling man, which I am, I would have said that you wouldn't have lasted 3 days in a row. So keep it up, and you're going to lose that weight and get on that cruise. And then I'm going to knock you out on the cruise ship. Just be ready. So yep, I appreciate that so much. Lisa, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. My birthday was the 23rd, but again, I'm into the birthday month, so yeah, it's still going. I still got a few more days. I got 4 more days or whatever it is, still to go.
I agree. You got to celebrate those things in life. You know, like if you want a birthday week, birthday month, hey, do it.
But because of Betty, I mean, this is actually like the first year in a long time I actually celebrate my birthday. Today, I mean, for a long time, birthdays were just a day. And I'm grateful to be here and things like that, but I'm grateful for every day. You know, I'm not just my birthday. I'm grateful for every day. But hearing people, wish me happy birthday, I really appreciate it, every one of them.
Rudimentary Oil said they're one of those parents a week won't hurt, and I think we will be that way too. I'm looking at homeschool for Chloe so we can travel, to be honest with you.
For us, it didn't. Yeah, but we went down there, and if we got homework from the teacher, we went over the homework. You know, it wasn't all fun and games, but again, there's more to life than this just the books in school. You can learn everywhere and from anybody.
What is one of the greatest things you feel like you taught your children traveling? I know this was not I didn't script this question to you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, it's the area that we live in is a small place. and everything doesn't everything isn't everything in the world isn't like it is in Detroit. And for me, it was like, it goes Detroit. I mean, Detroit has a reputation. There's good parts, and my kids really don't know the bad parts of Detroit or anything like that. They do, but they don't. They've never had to live there and things like that. But just like some of the buildings and the culture, and when you go outside of your area, you learn that other people. Michigan right now is a blue state. You go to a red state, and the different law. I mean, just different things. When you travel, when you watch the news, and then you get to experience firsthand. Because I mean, how many times have we looked at like my kids looked at like the Roman Coliseum, and they like, I was there. I remember being there. I remember the man yelling at my dad for trying to sit on the wall. I didn't carve my initials in it. I was just trying to take a selfie, or well, have my kids take a picture. And I leaned up against the wall and blowing a whistle at me. Get off the wall. Well, they didn't speak English, but I understood. I kind of understood what they were saying.
You knew.
I knew it to stand up straight. I knew that much. Jennifer, do you want to go with your show? I'm running out. I got about 9% left. So your new show coming up.
Sure. So this Saturday from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Destination Fun, Clock Family Adventures, and Embarkation Nation, me or Andrew, will host a new show. Our goal is to bring new channels to light. To be on the show, you have to have less than 1,000 subscribers and working towards your watch hours. So our goal is to give back to the community, just like others gave to us. You're here, you're watching us now, you're supporting us, you've gotten us to 1,000 subscribers, and we want to do the same for other channels. We want to be maybe somebody's first live. That way they could come on, practice with us, and get the confidence that their channel is amazing, just like somebody did for us. Clock Family Adventures. I know his email address is in the chat. Clock, if you're still here, if you could drop it again, that'd be amazing. I believe it's michaelclock08@gmail.com, but I could be wrong. And if you could email him to let him know that you're interested. This first show, we already have 3 participants. We're not going to tell you who, because we want you to come and watch them and hear their story. Each one will have an hour. We're going to ask them questions, interview style, get to learn their channel, like why they create, I'm not sure the exact questions, but, just get to know that channel a little better. And then the second hour, we're going to have a different channel. And then the third hour, another channel. If we have a lot of interest, we may change it up for the following month. But right now, we're just kind of starting out. So please be patient with us. We're trying something new. But and I used Traveling Czech as an example. He's a channel with, I think, 19 subscribers, but he has some awesome shark videos. Sometimes you know how YouTube works. You can't find the channel. It doesn't put it in your algorithm. You have great content, but you're just not being found. And so our goal is to share with our cruising community other cruising channels, because there's a lot of great channels. As I kind of dig and research, and as I look up topics, there's a lot of channels out here that are just amazing, that they maybe just haven't tapped into the new, our cruising community, right, or just need that confidence. So our goal is to share them out and for you to get to know them.
And I'm going to put a plug in for my show tomorrow. Tomorrow, myself and Controversial Cruising. Normally we go on at this time every week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. However, he's in transit right now, heading back out west. So tomorrow we're going to do a special edition of the Warmstrong Adventures and Controversial Cruising, and we're going to talk to him as far as his recent adventure on Margaritaville at sea. So join us tomorrow. It's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So it's going to be a little earlier than this. So if you can make it, come on out. We appreciate the support. I'm sure if you guys know Scott, he's gonna have some stories to tell. I saw a couple of his lives, and he looks like he had a drink in his hand every second of the day. So I'm sure there's gonna be some interesting stories there.
I have to say, I love Scott's vibe. I know I'm not as exciting as he is, and I'm so grateful you let me fill in. But his vibe is just so fun, and he's one of those channels too that I mean, he's a new channel, and he's amazing.
I see Z says his show starts. He's doing his workout. He does his workout live. So tomorrow, 8:15 a.m. Central Time, he does workout number 4.
Day 4.
And I know Betty's in here. So Betty has a show that goes on 9:30 Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I think Betty dropped, I think her new time to do her premieres are going to be Sunday at noon, I do believe. So check out Betty. Danny D, the spectacular supporter, is in the house. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate you being here. I am out of power. My laptop is dying on me as we speak. I'm probably down to, let's see, what am I down to? 7%. So we're wrapping this up so I can close this out. And again, everybody, make sure you go over to Embarkation Nation. And if you get a chance, even like tonight, when you go to sleep, put on a playlist, run their playlist. Andrew couldn't make it here today, but run their playlist and get them some watch hours. I mean, that's how we're going to support each other. And just what we do for her, we can do for everybody here, and we can get everybody in here. The hours, if that's what you want. If you want to be monetized, the 1,000 subscribers. There's no way the Traveling Check should have 19 subscribers. There's absolutely no way. Go watch the latest video he put out and watch him swimming with the sharks, and tell me you don't want to be a subscriber to his channel. So go do that. And I think I am going to get ready to get out of here because I don't want to cut off without me signing off. Everybody, we all appreciate you coming out here.
Thank you,
Jennifer. Any last words, Jennifer?
Oh, sorry, Bill. I just want to say first, thank you to you. You're amazing. Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for everybody who's been in our chats today. I hope you enjoyed traveling with kids. If you ever have any questions, I love to talk. So just ask me. I'll love to. I would love to share my information. It's and I still learn every time I travel. And then too, Traveling Check said thank you. He's at 25 now. I mean, look at the power.
But again, don't just subscribe. Go watch the video. And I know people say hey, watch 3 to 5 minutes. Once you start watching his diving videos, again, I mean it's better than Shark. My opinion, it's better than Shark Week. So go there and actually watch a video and make sure that those subscribers will stick. And Traveling Check, Tony will come back and do the same for you, I'm sure. And Lisa's right there. That's his wife. I met them on that 22-day cruise I was on, and they had the time of their life. I think they had a good time. I mean, we both agree about the ship wasn't the greatest, but the ports and things that we hit. So anything else, Jennifer? Anything else you can think of?
Clock family, they are like within 80 hours of being fully monetized. Go check his channel out and run a playlist.
Clock family, Destination Fun. She's been on a grind.
Yes. And live tonight.
I know. And make sure you check out Destination Fun. Go. I know on Saturday she normally has a show. Tuesdays she used to have a show, or still has a show, about 6 p.m. She's been on more now, though. I mean, she's been on like 6 p.m. a few nights, and there was a lunchtime go to her channel, hit the bell button, hit all, because she's been going live she went live today at lunchtime. So go there and support the channels, and the people that I'm telling you about, they're very supportive. They will do the same for you, guaranteed. If they don't, come back and see me about it. No, don't. I'm just joking. Don't come back and see me about it. But they're very supportive, and trust me, you appreciate it, and the content is good too. And Traveling Check is TV quality video. So go check them out. Well, all right, good people. Appreciate it again. Don't forget to come tomorrow at 4 p.m. if you can, Eastern time. Me and Scott will be talking about, of course, margarita.
Oh, no. So he'll be talking about Margaritaville tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time. think he's still gone. So okay, I'm gonna try to make sure we can log off, but make sure to see Bill and Scott tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time. You don't want to miss it.